to have a little discussion and do a raffle draw. I hope everybody got their tickets ready because you can win $8,407.50. So that's great. So my name is Linda Bakker. I'm one of the co-executive directors here at Wildlife Rescue. I am here with Gabi Wolkemuth. She is the support center coordinator, and Corrine Edwards. She's our board member. So Gabi, you work here every day. You're answering the phone every day, talking to the public and helping them with their wildlife emergencies, questions. Like, tell me a little bit about what sort of questions you get.
Yeah, definitely. So we get a lot of calls in about birds that are in distress, that need help. One of the big things that we've been getting calls about recently are window collision birds. So especially with migration occurring right now, many birds are striking windows. So we actually have 3 currently in care.
Okay. Oh, and if anyone has questions, please put it in the chat, and we'll get to them. So what did you mention the birds in care? What else? What do we have in care right now?
Yeah, so we have 25 birds in care right now. We have a varied thrush in care. We have a white-crowned sparrow, quite a few pigeons, some gulls as well. One of the neat patients that we just got in today is a red-necked grebe as well.
Okay, that's kind of this time of year because of migration, I assume.
Yeah, so we'll start to see a few more diving ducks like grebes come into care, especially in the winter time. We start to see an influx.
Yes. Yeah. So what else is a big issue right now that we see in the fall happening to birds and wildlife?
Yeah, so as birds are migrating further south for the winter, many of them are using up a lot of energy to get to where they need to go. And one of the things that we're encountering as well is migration exhaustion. So birds that have used up so much of their energy that they're not really able to continue their journey to where they need to go. So this can sort of increase when we have extreme weather events or if they're not finding the food that they need, but we'll start to see quite a few calls about migration exhaustion this time of year.
Yeah, and
can you tell us what homeowners and business owners can do about window strikes?
Yes, definitely. So with window collisions, we recommend contacting your local wildlife rehabilitation center. Many of the birds that do strike windows, they have injuries. So something that we encounter are fractures or eye injuries. Those are quite common after birds hit windows, but even if the bird doesn't have a noticeable injury, it's important to get them some help because they can have internal trauma that might not even be evident right away, but it might appear, those symptoms might appear a few days later, so it's important for them to get some medication and to be assessed.
So Gabi, if I'm at home and a bird strikes the window and I rush out to see how it's doing, what should I do for it? Should I give it a few minutes to think, gee, maybe it'll get up on its own? At what point do I decide to intervene and help the bird, put it in a box? How do I bring it here?
Yeah, so our old protocol was actually to give the bird some time to fly away, but with recent research, it is showing that birds are more likely to need help, and birds that aren't showing symptoms right away might show those symptoms later on. So we normally recommend if you see a bird hit your window to bring a towel or an old t-shirt and use that to gently throw on top of the bird and scoop it up into a ventilated box. And then once you have the bird in a ventilated box, you can kind of shake off that towel or sheet or whatever you used and close the box so it's secure in case that bird was stunned, like you mentioned, and does have a burst of energy. We don't want it escaping in your home. And then keep the bird or the box containing the bird in a dark and quiet space in your home and contact your local rehabilitation center. So for the Lower Mainland, it would be our organization.
Great, that's great information.
Yeah, and you can go to our website, wildliferescue.ca. Everybody probably knows that, that's watching now, and fill out our form, and we will call you back as soon as we can. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Shall we move to the raffle draw? Any questions from the public at this point? No, we're good? Okay. Should we talk a little bit about prevention of window strikes while I get my computer started?
Yes, so for window strikes, we do recommend looking into getting window decals or things that you can put on the outside of your windows. So many birds that do strike windows, they see a reflection of their own habitat in the window, and they don't realize that there's any barrier there. So window decals can kind of help them realize that there is a wall and that they can't continue on flying that direction. Another thing we recommend as well is lights at night can confuse birds. So if you're able to close your blinds or even turn off lights that in rooms that you're not using, that's a good way to stop birds from being confused by that light source and from hitting those windows.
Is there anything people should avoid putting on their windows?
So we normally recommend getting those decals from wild bird stores and locations where they've been tested to prevent window strikes. Sometimes it won't necessarily help birds, certain things that you can put on your windows, but really anything that helps block that reflection would be a good thing to use.
With Halloween coming up and people putting mesh and webs and everything around their doors, should there be so many feet away from the window, do you think, or is it a warning we should give people, say don't decorate around your window unless it's very visible?
It definitely is something to consider, and especially with webs or mesh, it's a good thing to keep your eye on too, in case any birds do get trapped in there, any wildlife. Definitely a good thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, I think with webbing and netting, it's more an entanglement risk that we're worried about.
Right.
Yeah.
So at the event of entanglement, should people try and just release the mesh around, not try and pull the bird or whatever it is out? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Exactly. Okay, the moment we've been waiting for. Let's do the draw. I might have to push a few buttons and it might need a minute to think. Okay, let's do the draw. Yeah, it's thinking.
The suspense.
Yeah.
Suspense.
We like to keep it in suspense. So thanks again everybody for buying the tickets and making extra donations. 50% goes to one of you and 50% goes to the wildlife we have in care and everything that comes with it. Medication, supplies, nutrition. So thank you so much for your support.
Thank you.
There we go. And we have a winner. So the winner is, it says here, K. Ruth Glennie. K. Ruth Glennie from Surrey, BC. So congratulations. I have
Congratulations.
to verify the winner. And then it will show up on our website as well. Let's see, with the ticket number 2621. There we go, the winner is verified. So Ruth, I will be contacting you and we'll get that prize out to you very soon.
Great.
Thanks everybody.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for everyone who's bought a ticket. And we'll continue.